Atasikia siwapati hata sijui ni network, sijui ni nini.
Okay, thank you. We will introduce ourselves. You will just tell us your name and how you feel this morning. Only the two. You just tell us your name and how you feel this morning. So I think I will start with Cynthia. If you can hear me. Cynthia, please.
Thank you, Joshua.
Yes.
I'm Cynthia Muhambe, and I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling fine, though a little bit late for the meeting, but I'm feeling okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. Let's go to Anastasia. Anastasia, can you mute your microphone and then you introduce yourself? Anastasia, can you hear me? Hello. Okay.
Hello.
Next, let us go to Sharon. Sharon, can you introduce yourself? Your name and how you feel this morning.
I'm
Unmute
Evelyn.
your mic.
Okay.
Yes, Evelyn.
Okay, my
can
name
you
is
carry on?
Evelyn Adembayara.
Yes. Sharon, you can continue.
Are you getting me?
Evelyn, we can't get you.
You're not getting me?
Yeah, we can get you now.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You can carry on. Evelyn, can you introduce yourself? Your name and how you
Okay,
feel
my
this
name is
morning.
Evelyn Adembayara.
Yes.
My name is Evelyn Adembayara. I'm a parent. And I feel okay.
Okay, thank you. Sharon, you can take over.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Joshua. I'm Sharon Ranga. I feel relaxed and happy to be here. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Jane, can you introduce yourself?
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm
Yes.
Jane Otieno. Are you get me? I'm Jane Otieno.
Yes.
Today I'm feeling good. Sioni kitu mbaya kwa kwetu.
Yes.
Niko salama. We're feeling good.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Alvina.
We have already introduced ourselves. My name is Amaya. I'll be your moderator for today, together with Joshua. So I think we just go straight to our discussion today. So I'll just start with Cynthia Mohammed. We are going to work with our viewers about these issues on reproductive health. So maybe you can tell us what age would a girl possibly start her period?
Amanda, okay.
Yeah. think our mic was muted. Sorry, one second. And we are going to start our discussion today.
Thank you for that. I missed the first bit. I got the question, but I missed the first bit. You want me to talk about reproductive health apart from the question? What am I supposed to do?
Not really talking about reproductive health, but just responding to the questions as we are working with our viewers on the matter.
Okay, fine. Thank you for having me. As I had mentioned earlier, I'm Cynthia Muhambe, reproductive health specialist. So I will go straight to the question. At what age would a girl start her periods? All this is inside reproductive health. Reproductive health is vast, is wide. It has several components of a whole human being, both a man and a man inside. This is just one specific component in it. And I'll be specific and go straight to the point. There is no specific age or time specified when a girl is meant to start her periods. As we all understand, we are human beings, and we are different. We are made of different biological structures. We are not the same. So there is no defined age when you can say when a girl gets to this age, she will start her menses. They are all different. You can have 3 girls; they will all start their menses at different ages, and there are some factors that we rely on as a guide on when a girl will start her periods. They are just guiding factors. They may never be really factual. Like, for instance, when you see a girl has developed breasts, most of the time breasts will appear before her menses. When you see a girl has developed breasts, you give her a few more years, for example, 2 years, and this girl will still be having her menses. Then, for example, when you see when a girl comes and tells that mommy or daddy or a relative or a friend, I see some discharge coming from my vagina, or I see some discharge in my panty. This is a sign that this girl has matured up, and the next thing we are expecting to see from this girl is her to report that I'm having my menses. So when a girl reports that, when you say a girl has developed breasts, give her at most 2 years, and this girl will be having her menses. When a girl reports that she's having vaginal discharge coming out from her vagina, give her around a year, and this girl will be having her menses. So take home point is no specified age, but there are guiding factors to this.
Okay, but basically, what age range that maybe a child or a girl should start their period? Between what age and what age? Maybe when is it early, or maybe when it's late to come?
Okay, so between the age of 10 years and 15 years, this girl will have started her menses. But on average, at the age of 12 years, this girl will have started her menses. But between age 10 and 15, average of 12, the girl will have had her menses.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. Just talking about the age. So, what do you think are the basic information that a parent should start giving the child during
I hope I'm audible enough.
Sorry?
I'm saying I hope I'm audible enough. Huh?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So at this period, there are basic information that a parent or a guardian or an institution needs to start giving to this girl, either to prepare her for her menses or to walk her through the entire menstrual period process for her to understand what is going on in her body. Then, as you all know, understanding and acceptance is key on how girls, we still call them babies because they are children, they are underage, they need to understand themselves. So whatever information you give them at this point, it has to be factual, it has to be true, and it has to be real, that will guide this girl as she walks through the entire journey and puberty process. So basic information, one of them is hygiene, just the general hygiene. A girl just has to be clean all through. And this includes bathing and changing of clothes, just being generally clean. Apart from that, then we have the targeted hygiene. Targeted hygiene, now for the girls who've already who've already started their menses, there is issue to do with the use of sanitary towels. This goes a long way with how are they used? When are they used? How often are they supposed to be changed? In the event the girl has already started having her menses. Apart from the targeted hygiene for use of sanitary pads is cleanliness of the armpits and the vaginal area. Some of these girls will already have the hair at the armpit and at the vagina. So there is the issue of shaving to ensure hygiene, because when you have a lot of hair at the vaginal area and you're on your menses, hygiene is compromised and you're likely to develop fungal infection. Apart from that, there is an explaining to this girl the hormonal changes that are happening in her body. In very simple terms, depending on the age of the girl and if the girl has started her menses or not. In simple terms, explain to her that your body is now changing, your body is now producing hormones, estrogen and progesterone hormones that are making the uterus, that is the house of the baby, to shed off blood whenever a baby has not been informed. In very simple terms, the girl to understand the hormonal changes in her body. Apart from that, let the girl be aware of a boy-girl relationship. By this, what do I mean? That in the event the girl has started her menses, in the event she engages in sexual relationship with a boy, she will get pregnant. And she will get pregnant regardless of whether she has had her first menses or not, for as long as the girl is mature, because you can be mature, the eggs are being released, but they have not yet shed off. So for as long as you've not seen your blood and you're mature enough, you can still get pregnant. So the girl needs to know this. And in the event she's had only her first menses, she can equally get pregnant. So she has to be very keen at this stage with boy-girl sexual relationship. Then the importance of the girl developing a relationship with a trusted guardian or a friend or a parent. By this, what do I mean? There are a lot of things that are taking place in this girl's body. Emotional changes, physical changes, and the girl may not be understanding. So the girl has to develop a relationship with someone she trusts, someone she can easily open up, and this someone should also be ready to give her correct, consistent information for her to understand what is happening in her body. Then the girl needs to understand the menses in itself, that she can have her menses at age 10 years, then the menses will disappear. They may not come again until after a year or two. And another girl can have her menses at age 12, then that will be all. They will now start coming recurrently every month. So the girl needs to understand that in the event she has had her first menses and the menses disappear, it is normal. The body is still growing. The girl is still growing. Then she also needs to understand that the periods, how long the periods will take, because she's just starting and she's just learning. So she needs to understand that the periods will last different length of days. There are girls who will have their periods for 1 day. There are girls who will have their periods for 2 days. There are girls who will have their periods up to a maximum of 5 days. So let the girl understand herself, and it will take some few months for her to learn how long her period take. And this now will help her again with budgeting of the pads. So she will know that for me, in a month, I use a packet of pads or 2 packets of pads, or just 3 pads are enough for me. Apart from that, the girl needs to understand something called premenstrual syndrome. There are signs and symptoms that we women and girls experience prior to us having our menses. By this I mean the hormonal changes, the estrogen and progesterone changes, they come first as a sign that my body is preparing for ovulation, which I need now to know I will soon be having my menses. So the girl needs to know that, that there are times when this period is approaching, she'll just change. By this, what do I mean? She might just become sad or anxious or overexcited, even over nothing. And all this is hormonal. It may never be environmental. And once that season passes, again, the girl just goes back to normal. Some girls experience a lot of acne, skin changes, they get the pimples and they're like, I don't know what is happening in my body. Those are just hormonal changes preparing our bodies for menstrual period. So once a girl understands all this, she's able to carry out herself in a manner that she understands her body, and she knows when and how to behave when such a period in her life comes in. So such basic information is needed to these girls, and it will all depends with, for a girl who has already started her menses, you'll give her specific information different from a girl who is yet to start her menses. And it is normally very important to start talking to these girls early enough in preparation, because this thing never knocks on the door and tells you I'll be coming tomorrow. You just wake up one day and find, oh, I'm having my menses. So prior preparation and knowledge giving to these girls is very, very, very key.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. From the information that we talked about, some of them are introduced to the children about the hygiene, about the changes of the body, and many more. So thank you so much, because this will tackle the next question that I was going to ask about when do we start talking to the children about this, the bus about the children that we will start talking to them early before they even start their periods. Thank you so much. I think I should that was very helpful to our viewers. And we can go to the parents. Evelyn, if you can hear me, maybe you can just share with us in your 24 hours in a day. Yeah? Do you even have time for your child? Evelyn and Leandro, you can use any language, maybe Kiswahili and English. Evelyn, can you hear me?
Okay, hello. I'm not getting you, but I've gotten the last part of the question, whereby You are asking whether we have time in 24 hours time with our children. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. As parents, however busy the day might be, we do find time. Actually, we do find time to talk to our children. Yeah. We just organize. Hello?
Yeah, we can say.
Yeah, I'm saying that in 20, when we consider the time, the hours, the number of hours that we have in 24 hours, as a parent, I normally have time with my children, and this might come. It may come maybe during supper time. That is after work, when we are having our supper. After supper, that is when we give time before prayers. We give time. If there is anybody with any problem, we can also discuss how the day was. We start from there, how our days were. I mean, how our day was. Then from here, if there is any problem, as parents, we can detect it from what they tell us. And that gives us a topic that we can discuss. So for me, I do find time with my children.
Thank you so much. So you said maybe you can also ask the children if they are in danger or you can talk to what's happening with Mama Sarah. Okay. Then can you hear me? Maybe you can also respond to that and tell us your part of that discussion. Have time for your child. The 24 hours. Yeah.
Hata siku sijui ni network, sijui ni network, sijui ni nini.
Yeah, picking up this.
Na
James, swali langu nilikuwa nauliza kama unachukuaga muda au fursa kuongea na mtoto wako kwa siku. Love to dream and James cannot be able to let us know another problem. Sharing that. What do you think happened with the current 20? Do you think they have time with their children in the 24 hours? Tell us your view.
imepotea, sio wakati.
Cynthia?
Yes.
Yeah, because as I see, we have lost our parents that were in the family. So I just wanted you to react to the question and tell us what do you think the parents of our they have time for the
From my perspective,
yeah, from your
I feel I'm a parent, I'm a wife, a parent, a worker, and all these roles. Looking at how the society has socialized us, we as women, we are meant to do the bulk of the work in the house. And looking at our current situation, we may say yes, we have time for our parent, time for our children, but critically looking at it, we don't have quality time for our children. By this, what do I mean? Having time with my children doesn't mean sitting side by side. It doesn't mean being in the house doing my house chores when the child is there. It doesn't mean being around my child. It means to me, having time with that child means having that quality time, quality undistracted time with your girl and your boy, or with your girls or with your boys. By this, what do I mean? Uh, are you able to set up, to put your phone aside and just ask them, how was your day? And not ask them in a quorum. If you have 3 boys or 3 girls, or 2 boys and 1 girl, you ask each one of them, how was your day? And they tell you, Mommy, it was 1, 2, 3. And you give yourself quality time to listen and to answer each one of them, not as them together. Understanding your child as an individual, holistically as an individual, appreciating that each child is different in their own unique ways, and putting aside your own stresses and emotional issues and struggles and hassles, and now focusing on your child. According to me, it is a no. Very few parents will do that, because looking at the current status, our economy does not allow us to do that, because we are out fetching for these children. We are out looking for monies for these children. So when we come back home, we are stressed. We have a lot on our backs to carry. Some of us have a lot of stresses from our spouses, and you get home very late. So you don't have time, because there are things our children do, there are things our children, there are places our children spend their time that we as parents, we don't know. We cannot even account for them. So according to me, it is a no. If it is a yes, a very, very small percentage that we cannot account for as parents.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and basically, I think we are all parents. Yeah, maybe it's biological, maybe not biological, because maybe you have a new you have a nephew, or parental child with you, maybe you have time and talk, right? So these are things we all of us maybe we can share. Maybe how often, let me just go to you. How often have you engaged with your child?
Pardon.
Thank you, Amaya. If I may get you right, you said how often parents should have conversation with their children. Yes?
Now, that this I'm going to do as a mother. Yeah? So maybe just share as child.
Okay, immediately I reach home, that welcoming, asking how their day was by starting how my day is, and giving a child a hug when you reach home. It shows that love, that there is a bond between you and the child. Then you ask the child also how was he or her day as a parent. It creates that bond. Then it creates relationship between a parent and a child.
Evening, Karibu sana once again. Just unmute your microphone and maybe you can join in the conversation. Only just share with us how often do you have conversation with your children?
Yeah, the question is how often? Yeah?
Yes.
I mean, the question is how often is the conversation, Cinder? Hello?
You can hear it, just
Are you getting me?
just go on.
Yeah, the question is how often? Okay. I think the conversation that we normally have with our children is It is quite often, because in a day we have to communicate, we have to speak, even from okay, maybe in the morning when everybody wakes up, there is this greeting. Then maybe after work, you come back, you talk. Maybe from the gate, the child meets you. You ask him how was his or her day. Then from there, even in the house, we do talk. Yeah. So we talk, we converse frequently. But the most important part of it is that maybe we may not get that. We may not get enough time, as one of us has said. But as a parent, okay, I'm talking on my own side. As a parent, I must just have, even if it is 1 hour with my children, that is after their homework or maybe before they start their homework, I have time for them and we talk. Yeah.
Thank you so much for having time with your child. It is very important to have time with your children so that you can know what is going on in their lives. So you realize that
Yeah.
parents are never friendly to their children, and the children can never see their parents and their friends. And so they rather another person in case they are in danger or they want to share some information. Personally, if I can just share, my mom was very patient. So if I was in danger, I could go to somebody else. Then the minute she realized that this was happening is when she started coming close to me. And so I thought to myself that this is something I'm never going to do to my children. So maybe you just can share with us, with me, do your child see you as their friend and you can communicate whenever they are in trouble or maybe want to communicate small information?
Okay. To answer this, I started creating this bond between me and my children when they were still very young. Because I know that it is me they can run to whenever they have problems. So when dealing with my children, normally emotions, no. I know that as a parent, I have to be friendly with them. We have to talk. However, the situation is I may be stressed, I may be all that, but when it comes to the child, no, I'm a parent, I'm a friend. They don't fear me. Anytime they have problems, including the boys, anytime they have problems, they find it much easier to come to me as compared to their dad. So I think I've created that environment. I try, I'm a human being. I may be stressed, I may be sad, all that. But when it comes to the child, I just have a room. Yeah. And they know that it is mommy, they will run to and they will have consolation. Yeah.
Thank you, Omaya. We've lost Omaya. We're very sorry. So we will continue. As we've heard from the parents, it is something very important to have a talk or to
Mm-hmm.
the effort that the best effort that students need when they want to have they want to talk to their parents. What are the best ways or the best effort that they should use and use to approach their parents that give them?
Okay, thank you. Joshua. Okay, it has been said children always open up easily when they are doing something. Like as a parent, it is very easy to a child to open up during dinner. You can bring a conversation during dinner. This is where you start with yourself as accounting. You say about your memory, your distant memory with your children. These create a room to your children to memorize. They also think and they can talk about their experiences, their ways of life as a parent. And also bedtime. When children are in bedtime, it is very easy to talk to them because they are at rest time of which you can bring a conversation. But as a parent, bring a conversation that an idea is friendly to the child. That is very easy. Like they can see and talk about it easily. When walking, sorry, it is about network. Sorry, I'm back. It was about network. When walking, you can have a walk, a short walk with your children. Walk brings it builds a bond and a relationship between your children and you. This is where you narrate about your life child, the experiences out it was. It brings a child closer to you as a parent. These are ways that you can bring your child closer and know what she thinks. And she can narrate a story as a parent, and you can see how the child see the environment and how she responds to it. It creates these areas. It creates relationship. This is for a child easy to open up to a parent. These are the best ways that a child and a parent can have a good conversation. Then a girl child, when maybe the girl is mopping, when washing dishes, the time of cooking, you're cooking together. It shows like you have an ear. Like maybe she says a story, you give an ear. It gives a child like my mom listen, and this creates a self-confidence to a child. And immediately maybe there is something you'll say, my mom or my dad is my best friend. Let me go and share this, because he knows or she knows that my dad is going to listen, my mom is going to listen to me. Yeah, and it also increases. It makes a child's self-esteem higher because he believes that the people who are in the house trust and believes in her or him, of which even if he's outside there, conversations help a child a lot, that you communicate frequently, you find ways that bedtime, walking, just organizing a small walk, then you bring a story that narrates what you want to hear from her as a parent. It creates that good rapport between a parent and a child. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sharon. So from the statement that you made, it means that there are some benefits of
Hello. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Maya. Thank you. There are so many benefits a parent can get. Both can benefit from having a conversations with their children. One, it creates a bond between the parent and a child. Like there is something, like there is the trust in the house. Like when a child meets something strange outside, she trusts the parents before sharing out to anybody. Like, is anything, any change she experiences, she trusts the mother, she trusts anyone who is around. Also, relationship between the parents and the child increases. Like that frequent talk, it increases relationship between a parent and the children. Like a child can maybe coming to the house then saying like, today my day was hard, like at work, your experience at work, then the child also can bring a conversation that even me, that friend of mine did something to you. No, it makes a relationship easy for you too, that you can experience, you can share what happened during the day. Then self-confidence of a child is also important. Like if you communicate friendly to a child, that the confidence in a child is also increased. Like the child trusts his or herself because you create that time, you give an ear listener, you support the child ideas, yeah, although it's wrong, but you correct it in a way like he feels like my mom is the best, my dad is the best. It gives a child that confidence, even if she's outside or is outside, she believes to herself that she can do it. And also it encourage them to listen. Like if they're outside, they said like, if my mom can give me time, now if they go outside, they also they grow with that mind, like people should communicate, people should have friendship. It creates many things when a child is outside. Then it's also about communication. It also supports into child's self-esteem. This is a point, like a child feel he's valued, like he's corrected, like you correct, but in a way like he feels like the parents are the best. It gives the child support and doing many things outside that are different with other people, without those who don't have conversations with their parents. Those are the some more benefits of having conversations with. Then also advice giving. Parents should also give their children advice in a way, although giving them room to share their ideas and opinions. They also need to hear their child. Then you bring your view that you decided on this, but you come in as a parent now. What do you think if you do this? This is what you want, but what is if you do it this way? As a parent, you need to come in to support your idea, your children's initiative or ideas when they bring it, and give as children that they can be heard in the family. It's the best. Most girl child, if a girl child maybe has conversation can help. Like if she's experiencing something, a change in her body, it can create that conversation a child has with the parents. It makes a girl very easy to communicate. Maybe she met someone outside, told her something that she needs more clarification. The best person when there is conversation in the house, she will go to her parents, of which conversation is very good into a family life. Thank you.
The wonderful information that you shared with us as we continue filling up the basket for these teenage girls. That's very, very wonderful. It is very important for us to close to our children and to give them the right information and the right skills that they should have when they are going out or when they are around interacting with people, so that they can be safe at this time that we have a lot of cases with our girl children. So as we are continuing with our discussion, we are urging those who are watching us live, you can share, you can like, and then with your friends. So as let us fill with this basket with good information for the children.
Done.
to go and visit maybe a relative, what do you make sure that is inside that child's bag? Deeply. Maybe you can name a note that you can share with us inside your child's bag. Especially the guy. What do you make sure is inside that? So the child will be able to remember that
I'm sorry, I've not clearly gotten the question. Can you repeat?
do you repeat the question? Asking what do you ensure that inside that bag is a little maybe they are going to school, they're just going to check, they are going to maybe visit friends or relative, or maybe they are going to a trip. What do you make sure that is inside that bag?
Thank you, Amaya. Can I say something? Okay, as parents, so a teenage girl child who is the way Cynthia's shared, like at 9, as early as 9, a child can start her periods. I think as a parents, they need to make sure that inside a teenage bag, there need to be a pad. Yeah, there need to be a pad that's always that is inside that bag. And also enough. A girl child is that age, you need to have maybe or oil, the applying oil like jelly, what those mafuta. Yeah, I think that's important into a child bag and to make her comfortable.
Thank you, Sharon. Alvina, what do you think?
Sorry, Omaya was offline. I didn't get the question. I have a problem with network. I didn't get the question.
We are so sorry. We are apologizing for the network frustration, and we will not be tired of apologizing because this one is really very annoying and it is making the session very. So, Jen, kindly unmute your microphone and tell us maybe inside your girl's bag, the teenage girl's bag, what do you make sure that is inside when you are going out? Unmute your mic, Jen.
Hello?
Network imenisumbua.
Did you get the question?
Even in network, I don't know what's going on. Sijini network. I don't know what is going on. I think it is a network video. Sipati everything.
Right. Even we had just Jane already voted. So, Alvina, you wanted to tell us something about.
Okay. Thank you, Amaya. I didn't introduce myself at the beginning. My network was poor. I'm Alvina. I facilitate life skills both in school and in the community with the youth. I think a teenage girl at this point in time has become a very special being because of the reports we are hearing. And I think when a girl, you already have a teenage girl, and we should make sure that there's some basic stuff that should be inside their bag, or maybe basic information that we should equip our children with. Maybe if I just start with the basic tangible materials that our girls should have, is just to ensure that they have their in their periods, they have their pads readily available. Don't let your girl come asking for pads when you know that she's already in that stage and she needs them. You might not just be at home and she's almost starting her periods, and that is when these other guys will come in with the 100 shillings, and this might just go them in.
Thank you so much, Katrina. Do you think it is right to give our children money? Maybe we can just decide that maybe give our children, we can be giving them pocket money every month, maybe to take care of themselves, or maybe when they meet somebody on the road, maybe this is the guy, or maybe a stranger who wants to take advantage of her, then she cannot be like intimidated by having small money because they know parents are able to provide for them, and they also have their own needs that they have that they save to use their personal needs. Do you think it is important to give our children maybe monthly money?
Thank you, Amaya. I think we need to start giving our children responsibilities, because it is because we do not trust our children with money and we do not give them money. That's why they feel good picking money from outside. I think if we will just give our children time or chance to budget, like if you know that she needs pads every month, or what will do, like a parent just decide, ask your girl to write down her budget, and then you give her the money to go and purchase, and then after she's gone to the market, just have a sit down with her, check her list, if exactly what she said, if exactly what was in her budget list is what has been purchased. And then after that, I think our children maybe might start taking responsibility from that. Otherwise, if we always she says and then you go and bring, maybe you might just not get exactly what she wanted. And I think also by giving them chance to make choices also helps a lot. Wamaya?
Thank you so much, Alvina. Evelyn, what are your thoughts? Thank you. And you, right? And you, right? Evelyn. Is muted again.
Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was saying that there is no crime in giving the girl or the boy, especially. I mean, I'm talking about the girl. There is no crime giving her the money to go shop for her. This is the time when you give her this money to go and shop for herself, you'll come to realize that there are some maybe likes and dislikes. Maybe when it comes to color, let's talk of panties. Maybe I would prefer pink and she wants white. When I'm the one buying all these things for her every now and again, we may differ. So occasionally, I may buy. Sometimes I give her the money to go and shop herself, and this is when she does that, it will give me room to know her taste and preferences, so that when next I go to buy for her, I choose the right thing for her. So to me, there is no crime giving her the money.
Thank you so much about
Thank you so much about
that.
that.
And if you want to leave,
Menu
discussing, and maybe you can
discussing
drop a
and
comment
drop a
down there
comment down there
on the issues of
the issue
giving our
of chicken money and also what you think is supposed to be provided for a girl inside their bag when they are going out. So you can drop your comment in our comment section and let's continue. Much over to you, Joshua. Okay. Joshua is not there. So this one has to have been our life skill facilitator. What are the life skills that a girl should be equipped with to succeed? What are these life skills that a children bring together?
Okay, thank you.
Kindly
All
unmute
right.
mic.
Okay, thank you, Maya. Before I say the skills that help boost a child's self-esteem, let me start by mentioning that self-esteem of an individual, or basically a girl or a teenager, is the self-worth, or maybe the self-respect that someone can have. And if our children do not have self-esteem, they might just feel not worth, or maybe they feel like not trying. They just feel low most of the times, or maybe they might feel depressed. And going straight to some of the skills, let me start by saying decision making is a crucial thing that our teenage girls or teenagers, generally teenagers, should have. When we allow our children to make decisions, and it actually enables them to make choices in life, other than being told what to do. Maybe sit our children down, and maybe in a situation where a child makes a mistake, sit a child down.
We've lost Alvina. Okay, she's back.
I was saying that when we give our children time to make their own decisions, they get to reflect on their goals in life, and maybe they weigh options. Is this the right thing to do? And what if I do this? What will be the consequences? And then this is the time they make the decision, and then maybe after they've
Hello?
made the decision,
Yes,
later they
ero
will
gochna dakika achiel.
come
Gochna dakika
to
achiel.
evaluate on the decision that they made. Was it the right thing? What were the consequences? What have I achieved out of the decision that I had made? Another thing is, another skill is problem solving. that our teenage girls should be really equipped with. Let them be good listeners. You as a parent, be an active listener. Listen to your child. Let them talk. Not in a situation whereby the child is just quiet somewhere in a corner and it's you, the parent, who talks, and the child does the listening. It is really not good to our children, and this way you find that a child will have a problem fear. Oh, Joshua, can I carry on? No speaker. Okay, can I carry on, Joshua? Like I was saying, my network. Saying that letting our child okay. Involving our children in problem solving is a crucial thing in the lives of our teenage girls. This enables them to analyze what the problem is, research on it, and then communication bit of it is where the parents come in. In most situations, you'll realize that the parents do not allow communication from the teenage girls. It is the parent who speaks and the girl does the listening. So whether at this point or at this moment when the girl is in trouble, or maybe she's about to face something bad, she will really fear talking to the parent. Mostly girls fear talking to their fathers because maybe of the reaction, or maybe the father doesn't listen, or maybe just doesn't relate with girl stuff. So in this moment, you'll realize that the girl will fear approaching the parents. So for this one, I think we should just let our children talk and then get the problems. Let us analyze the problems together and then find the solutions together. Another thing, maybe if I just touch time management. Make your children, I just had a parent say that in their 24 hours, they go to work and have a little time with their girls. What about your children? Sit down with them. Let them make a schedule of the 24 hours. What am I going to do after I wake up, do this and all that? How will their day run like? We'll realize that if a child has a schedule of their 24 hours, this idling time, or maybe sitting idle somewhere, or visiting friends where in situations where it's not necessary won't happen. And we realize that children who do not have a schedule for their day or their 24 hours are mostly the ones that are lured maybe into cases of early pregnancies, cases of maybe someone was fighting a friend, maybe a child or a girl or a teenager is found in an awkward situation or in a place where they should not be. Another thing maybe I'll just mention is self-control that we should equip our children with. Ask your child what is good for them. What do they want in life? Let them choose what is good and what is bad. Let them realize that if I do this thing, it is not going to be right, and if I do this thing, it's not going to be okay. So in anything that we do, in everything that we want to do with our girls, in everything that we want our girls to do, always engage our children. Always bring our children on board. Don't be that person who you dictate and the child should do as you say. Let us just turn everything around. Let us bring these children on board. Let us have a one-on-one talk. Let us equip our children with all these skills. And I think maybe to just mention a few, it's quite a lot. Skills are very many that our children should be equipped with, but this is just to mention a bit of them. Maybe in another forum we will have to talk more. Joshua?
Has participated in this discussion. It has been a very wonderful discussion, and maybe just Anastasia, if you have any comment to put across for the parents or anyone that is watching this show, Anastasia, you can mute your microphone and then unmute your microphone, and then you, even if you any comment that you have that you can put across to everyone that is watching or any parent that is listening. Anastasia, can you hear me? Anastasia? Okay. Maybe it is a network problem. Anastasia cannot get me well. So to everyone, maybe your last comment or your last information that you can put in this bag, that you know that if this girl goes out there, this teenage girl that we are talking about, if she goes out there, she goes when she's confident, and the information that she has can make her survive and overcome these challenges that they go through this time. It is random. I'll not call your name. It is random. If anyone that is hearing me, you can give your last comment or your last word that you have for every parent that is watching or listening. Sharon, unmute your microphone first. Unmute. Sharon, you've not unmuted your microphone.
Thank you so much, Joshua. I think we are running out of time, and more comments
Yeah.
we have in the section. Please continue the discussion so that we can get more of your views on the matter that we have just discussed, and continue to log on until then. Have a good day, and I hope to see you all.
Thank you.
Okay.